stand for that flag. Alrighty then, it's going to be a 100 hour review. Get a shot of my hat there. 100 hour review of my tractor, LS. I've already did a few XR 3135. It's gone through 2 regen cycles. One at just shy of 50, one at just shy of 100. That's normal. I haven't had really any problems with it. The only problem I've had is the hydraulics. If the forks are on it, or if the bucket has any kind of weight in it, it will slowly drain down. Even my 8N didn't do that, so I don't know if there's a seal that's just iffy or whether that's normal for these to do that. We'll do a quick walk around. So anyway, this is a 100-hour review. So far, haven't really had any problems. Now if you notice, one of the brake pads is missing. You know, the rubber pads, not pad. I have it in the garage, but this one keeps coming off, so I just left it off. That could be, I mean, that's not really a problem with the tractor itself. It's probably the way I position my foot or whatever. Like I say, she's got 100 hours on her. A little bit of rust here and there, as you can see. Nothing major. She's handled everything that I've thrown at her. The only other complaint would be right there. You see how this boot keeps coming off? I keep putting it back on, but this is your lock to lock your differential in for 4-wheel drive, both tires, rear tires. And as you can see, even with this in, how close that is, so the heel of my foot keeps hitting this and pulling it out. I keep putting it back in, but obviously I haven't. That's really the only 2 complaints. Is the rubber keeps coming off, that boot can be positioned better, and the ignition also should be placed better, because I've hit the key several times, so the key is bent. So they could have, to me this should be recessed, or even off on the side would be better. And I'm sure many other people have the same problem hitting it with their knee. Yeah, like I said, I haven't had any problems. 2 regen cycles. I think the only thing that I never showed was the hitch here. This is as far out as it'll go. Okay, so you can see you can get it pretty close in. These are your holes here. Slide your pin out, drop it in. Right now I've got a trailer hooked to it. Pulls it no problem. Gives you a good turning radius. The only other thing I haven't used is the hitch for going down the road, your electrical, because you can see those are all round, so they won't work with the standard connector, but it is designed for farm equipment, so obviously that could be why. So far I've only done 1 oil change on it. That was done at 50 hours. I also changed the hydraulic fluid and all the filters at 50. What? I can't pick you up. I'm filming. Yeah, I'm filming, sweetie. I can't pick you up. I know that's really, I can't really bash anything else about it. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any kind of negatives. Putting the backhoe on it can be tricky, because once it sits for a while, as you can see there, it settles down. So you have to back up to line it up, and then hook your hydraulic lines back up to raise it up so it'll slide. Where's it at? So it'll slide on that plate right there. But really, I have had great success with it. I have beat the hell out of it. I do, each year I do, you know, obviously wash and wax it. yeah, I mean, I can't really, well, you can see right now there's a lot of water. Good for mosquitoes, right? We've had quite a bit of rain lately. We didn't have any rain half the summer, and all of a sudden it started raining. You do have, you know, mild surface rust here and there. There's some right there, some more right there, a little bit right there. But for the most part, I mean, she's good. I know that's really not much of a 100-hour review, but I haven't really had any problems with it. So, okay, we got a cat there, then we got another cat there. That's Calico, that's Cutter. So anyway, I know that's a terrible 100-hour review, but I mean, I can't say anything negative about it, other than those two items. She starts up every time. She sits outside. She spends her life outside. I don't even cover it most of the time. I mean, sometimes I'll put her in the garage in the background there. Not that often, no. Most of the time I just leave it sitting outside. She handles everything I throw at her. Some of my other videos I show the snow blade being used. I've shown the forklift. I haven't shown the disc harrow on it, but you know, nothing big about that. I've used the auger on it for the PTO. What's nice about the PTO too is with it running, it's electronic engagement for the PTO, which is nice. You can see that right here. Use this to engage it, push it down, turn it, and that push it down, then turn it. That locks in the PTO. So having that electric PTO to me is really, really nice. When I was using the auger, it just makes it a lot easier because you know the auger will spin as long as the PTO is engaged, and if you're driving from one section to the next to put another post or whatever it is you're doing, that can be dangerous and it can be a pain. So I like having the electronic engagement for the PTO. Oh, yep, I have used the cup holder a few times. Yeah, so anyway, for a 100-hour review, I guess that's really it. That's the only dislikes for those two things. Like I say, the tow bar is, you know, nice. You know, it extends out quite a distance, which is nice because I can do a really tight turn with the trailer on there. Yeah, I've only used the secondaries here. One time, I believe. Well, the one I used for the backhoe, obviously, you leave it plugged in. But the second secondary I haven't really used. These are a lifesaver. You know, being able to slide that out to get, if you're not perfectly lined up for your disc harrow, whatever farm implement you're using, that is a lifesaver. Having the handle here to you know, lower your implement down, bring her back up. That's really handy having that because before you'd have to reach, you know, you'd have to reach up here and raise or lower it. So having the control there, believe me, is a major lifesaver. I like having dual, even though I haven't used a secondary, but it's nice to have it in case I do need it. The work light works pretty good, no problems there. Yeah, the tires have held there, haven't had any leaks or anything on her. Yeah, yeah, so there really is, walk around to the other side. Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's it for a 100-hour review. I know it's not a very long review, but what can I say? I already did a 50-hour review, which tells you most things. I also did a review when I first received it. I haven't had any leaks, whether oil, hydraulic fluid. Haven't really had any leaks. Like I say, she starts up every single time, no matter how cold it was outside. She fires right up. haven't really had her out on the road per se, you know, driving down the road. So anyway, I can't think of anything else to say, so it's just a short review. Anything different? No, nothing different. I'm very glad I went with the XR35, well, 3135, a little bit better horsepower. So I'm really glad that I did go with the XR3135. Originally I was looking at one smaller than that, but I just felt it wouldn't suit my needs, and I'm glad I went with this one. Now this one here was at the dealership, so it was a year older model, and I wanted the manual transmission, scuttle is what they call it. I wanted the manual transmission rather than the most common that everybody buys, but I wanted the manual transmission for it, and that's why I bought it, and I got a really good deal on it from Herschelman's Equipment. There was another guy I tried in Schwartz Creek, went in there to buy the unit, and the guy was a dick, and so anyway, it was a smaller one I was going to buy, and anyway, I got a hold of him on the phone and says, well, when can you deliver it if I do all the paperwork? I said, I've already been approved. And he goes, well, I got to do all the paperwork first before I can give you a delivery. You know, the guy was just being kind of a dick. So I said, screw him. So then I went down to Herschelman's, I believe that's how you say it. Drove down there, seen this one, and it had the scuttle transmission, which is what I wanted. So I was like, okay, I like it. It's bigger than the one I was looking at up in Schwartz Creek there. I wish I could remember the name of the guy so I could bash him, but I can't remember the name of the place. And so anyway, so I bought it from Herschelman's, and seen this one, and went in, got him, told him what I was looking for, and he pointed this one out, and he says that has the scuttle transmission the way you want, and he says now it's a year old. He says last year's model. He says, but I can get you this year's model. He said, but I can make you a really, really good deal on this one because it was, you know, last year's model. And when it comes to tractors, how much do they change, right? So anyway, he made me a good deal, so I scapped up on it. So anyway, yeah, anything I throw at her, she handles. You know, I dug a trench. I can show you. I used the backhoe and I dug a trench from the side of the building there, all the way along here. If you watch my videos, you would see where I got shots of the trench. Across the driveway, over to there, and then over to the corner, right there. For you can see everything's still not completely ran yet, but I have the security cameras and everything ran. So anyway, that's a pretty good trench. It did take me quite a while to dig it because I in between working and what have you. So anyway, it's a pretty good long trench. Like I say, I dug it no problem. I had to dig out a very large boulder. Not when I was digging the trench, but over in the garden I was, where the flagpoles and all that are going to be. It's going to be a memorial for my dad, because he was in World War II. My son, he died serving his country. So his ashes are going to be in there. My dad's ashes are going to be in there. And I'm also going to put a spot for my ashes. Not that anybody cares, right? So anyway, it was really a big size boulder too that I had to dig out of there. And she dug it out no problem. Yeah. So anyway, for a 100-hour review, there is really not much I could say bad about it. She's handled everything I throw at her. It's a good tractor. Would I buy it again? Absolutely. So if you're thinking about getting an LS tractor, now you got to remember, you know, there are negative reviews. You have die-hard people that are like, oh, John Deere, John Deere. You know, or certain model numbers they want. You know, they, oh, I like John Deere, I like LS, or I like Kubota or whatever. Now, LS tractors are made in South Korea. Now LS tractors also makes Holland tractors. So they're basically the same thing. So Holland and LS are the same thing. Are made by the same company. Holland is made by LS. That's why if you look at a Holland and you look at LS, other than a few decals, right? They're basically the same. So anyway, I just appreciate everybody watching my videos. We're up to 53,000 views. Forget how many hours of watch time. So anyway, if you want to subscribe, hit the little B in the bottom right hand corner, hit the notification bell to let you know every time I upload a video. And I'm up to 97 subscribers. Got to get 3 more to hit that 100. I won't make any money until you hit 1,000. I'll be dead buried by then. So anyway, I just want to thank everybody. I really appreciate everybody watching my videos. I really do. I just want to thank everybody for that. And other than that, if you're thinking about getting an LS tractor, don't hesitate. There are negative reviews, but you figure they make thousands of these things every year, so you're bound to have 1 or 2 slip through that don't meet the qualification or something goes wrong with them. That's normal, you know, just like cars or anything else. So anyway, thanks for watching. I do really appreciate it. Real quick at the end of the video. This is the backhoe that I purchased with it. You only have one option for a backhoe. Does the job. Haven't had any problems with it. As you can see, I went with a smaller bucket. They make 3 or 4 different size buckets for it. I went with this one because I knew I'd be trenching for electrical, water, and what have you. So that's plenty big enough for me. She works really good. No problems with the backhoe. You can see her controls right here. Really did a good job. Handled everything I threw at her. This is hard pan clay. She dug right through it, no problem. Over here you have the snow blade. Okay. Don't know if there's a model number on it. Yeah, there's a model number, but you can't see it. It's so faded. Yeah, I don't think you can really see the model. It's actually engraved, but you really can't see it. Yeah. I'm trying to. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you ain't gonna see that. So anyway, the snow blade. It's actually too big for the tractor. Recommended size, but tractor handles it, pushes the snow beautifully. There's an aerial forklift attachment, which I did do a review of that. I don't think I did a review of the snow blade, I'm not sure. But I did do a review of the aerial forklift attachment, the disc harrow. Obviously I didn't do a review on that because what's the point? Everybody knows what it is. The only problem I had with the disc harrow is it did bend. You can see right there where the discoloration is. I ran into a tree, backed into a tree, bent the hell out of it, so I just used the torches, heated it up, so it would work like it should. There's the auger. I have 2 different size augers. No problem with that. Tractor handles it. So like I say, there's nothing she can't handle. So anyway, the LS XR35, definitely go with it if you're having second thoughts. Research, do other tractors. People do complain about different things. One thing I do not like on this is all your hydraulics run underneath. To me, that makes it more susceptible to damage. But I guess they figure, well, you know, before you can hit something with that, you're going to have to hit the front axle in the wheel. So I haven't had any problems. I have had branches and stuff get jammed up in there that I've had to fight to remove. Because my property does have, you know, a lot of trees, bushes, and what have you, and I'm rattling on. So anyway, if you have a, boy, his name is completely faded on that. I swear it was Herschelman's, but it says AE. No, it's definitely, yeah, it's something, yeah. It's not, okay, it's not Herschelman, it's Asherman? Anyway, some weird name. But anyway, like I say, he gave me a real good deal on this one. Because it was, you know, a year older model. But anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching.